Okay, so we are recording officially. Okay, so tonight I wanted to talk about basically how to shoot for diamond rank while you are working a full-time job. And I thought this was a good topic to do because I feel that I've actually kind of figured this out now, and I just want to share it with you guys because it's completely possible. And if that's something that's a goal of yours. Focusing on ranks is not something that I recommend, but I know a lot of us have goals, and sometimes it feels like we'll never achieve those goals because we have to work a job and we have kids and we just have a lot of other stuff going on in our lives. But to be able to know how to do this, so I want to share. So basically, what is diamond? So diamond rank is basically you with 2 emerald coaches on one on your right leg and one on your left leg, and then 3 active coaches underneath those emeralds, or along with those emeralds, I mean. So you have to have 4 coaches on each leg, and out of those 4 coaches, one of them has to be emerald. What happens when you become, a diamond coach is that you can continue to get leads if you are a club member. You have your bio done on your Team Beachbody webpage, and you have a before and after picture on there, and you're hitting Success Club. They'll give you those leads. They'll also give you for Success Club leads, which are the free customers that we get when people just go to beachbody.com or they order stuff off of the infomercial. You actually get those customers given to you if you hit Success Club or, Shakeology and stuff, or just a customer lead if you're just an active emerald or above coach. The standard thing for diamonds is you have to be committed to the 3 vital behaviors. So you're doing your invites consistently, you're being a product of the product consistently, and you're doing your personal development. You also are now becoming a leader once you hit diamond. You have start focusing a little more on your team, the people that you're asking to come into this business with you and to help you help others change lives. So when you become a diamond coach, a lot of people think they have to spend a lot of time on team development and, training and stuff like that, which you don't. From some of the very top coaches, I've been told that you literally only have time, like 5 to 10% of your time to spend on coach training with your team. So when I think about that's like super little amount of time that I get to spend with all of my coaches and to devote that time to. So I have to make sure that my system is somewhat developed and that I can do it quickly and efficiently. So therefore, the reason why trying to get this training system up and things that are easy for all of us to follow. As a leader, you have to be focused on, really trying to inspire, motivate, and share everything that's working for you in your business with your team so that they can try to use that stuff for themselves, so they kind of know that path. And this business is all about duplication. So whatever a leader does is basically how your team is going to follow you. And this starts before you're even diamond. But as a diamond coach, you really have to focus on building that and keeping that consistent for the team, the culture of your team that starts to build. Without your team, you are not going to be successful. So building a team, if you really want this to become a really full-time business for you, you have to continually build that team. And as a diamond, you're still doing all of those things as you were as like an emerald coach or before an emerald coach. All of those invites and those 3 vital behaviors, like I had said before. As a diamond coach, you're going to have to be understanding and accept that it's going to take some sacrifices of your time, especially in the beginning. And I know some of you probably are already experiencing this, really trying to grow your business. And in sacrifices, what I mean is like sacrificing some of your time. Like instead of watching TV in the, sitting down on the couch sometimes, if all the time that you have is during those normal TV watching hours that you've always had, you have to be willing to sacrifice some of that time in the beginning to be able to work your business, because that might be the only time you have, especially if you're working a full-time job and you have kids. So here's some tips that I'm going to go over. A few things. There's 6 different things that I identified that you need to know and be able to do when working a full-time job and to reach a diamond rank. So you have to know your vision for your life, and you have to think like from 5 years. If I do and I stick with this and I'm continually doing the 3 vital behaviors and I'm doing all of the things that are recommended in this business, I'm watching the top coaches and I'm trying out and I'm developing my system. If I continually do this for 5 years, where am I going to be and where do I hope to be? For me, and personally, I hope that, my vision is that I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm going to be super happy and I'm going to be fit and I'm going to be helping lots of people. But I'm also going to be able to go to my kids at school whenever they need a volunteer. I'm going to be able to go on any field trip that I can go on and not have to feel guilty about having to take off time or having to figure out if I have enough time to be able to take off so that I don't lose money so I can pay my bills. So that's my vision right now as to for my life in the next 5 years. I see that this is going to create freedom for me for my time, as well as financially being able to support my family. Number 2, you have to know your why. We've heard it before, your why should make you cry. It should be that connected emotionally to you, why you are deciding to make your Beachbody business a business and something that, whatever your goal is or your vision is for it, why you need this. Like for me, it's for my kids. Like it really, I don't want other people to raise my kids for me anymore. Like I said, I want to be there and I want my family to be able to enjoy trips and things that I wasn't able to have as a kid. So, part of that is my why. Elena did a really good training last week, which I'm going to share in the group with you guys on a why and your story. And part of Elena's story was really, really moving. And she talked about how, it was really hard for her when she worked 3 jobs and she'd have to send her kids to school and wasn't able to get them clothes. And now, every time that she goes and she's sacrificing her time and she's, inviting people, it's because that's her why and that's who keeps her going. And every time that, she's hearing no's or things aren't going so great, in the low spots of her business, like she has to keep that in mind. And that's really what's going to push you, is that why. It has to be that connected to you and drive you to know that you're going to work this as hard as you can because it's that important to you to be able to fulfill that why. Okay, so number 3. Know how many hours you can and that you're willing to commit to your business. Sometimes we come into this and we don't really have a set plan as to how many hours we want to work. You have to know exactly how many hours you're willing to put in a day and when you're going to do those hours. So for me, I know I have a full-time job. I work 8 hours a day. I have to commute a half hour there and a half hour home. So my time that I devote to my business, I have my lunch hour. I devote a power hour during my lunchtime, or this is an hour that I'm working on my business, or I'm meeting with clients, or I'm meeting with fellow coaches and doing what I need to do to support my business. And then after my kids go to bed, I have scheduled 2 hours of my time. As soon as they go down at 8 o'clock, I'm in this garage and I'm at this desk and I'm doing business. And I have scheduled for 2 hours. So I devote 3 hours of my day, no less than 6 days a week, on my business. And this is really critical for if you wish to achieve a diamond rank, that you have to know how many hours you're going to put forth. Number 4 is you have to set a schedule. So now you already know how many hours you're going to put in. You have to know when you're going to do it. So I already know that I only have time during my lunch hour at work and after my kids go to bed. So I have that scheduled. And then I also have to have a schedule within that schedule. So for instance, when you go to work every day and you report to work, you know what time you're on the schedule. You know what time you have to be there. And when you get there, you pretty much know what you have to do, right? Like you have certain things that you have to do. Some jobs may be set up differently where you have maybe a freer schedule to do what you need to do. But most jobs, you know what the tasks are at hand that you need to do and when you have to do them. Your Beachbody business has to be set up the same way. So in the 2 hours at night that I have on my business, I have to have it scheduled. I spend 20 minutes on messaging. I spend 20 minutes on follow-ups. I spend 20 minutes on yada, yada, yada. Whatever I need to do on my to-do list, I have to schedule it in that way so that I stay focused and I'm not trolling through Facebook and wasting my time and not meeting my goals that I need to meet with my schedule. You have to do it every day. You have to stick to it and know what you're supposed to do. So if that's kind of confusing how I just said all that, just let me know and we can meet and talk, and then I can try to explain it. Use your resources as number 5. So your resources are like your upline. You have full availability to your upline to ask questions or guidance or just need a vent or anything that you need to do. It's really hard for us to sometimes connect to someone that may be living with us and has no clue what we're talking about. And many of us know that we need to talk sometimes about it. And reaching up to your upline or your upline or someone else on the team can be really helpful for you to kind of troubleshoot some things that you may be having difficulty with, or even gain new ideas on how to develop your systems. Another resource you have to become really familiar with is your back office. You have to be able to get in there and self-educate yourself about what's available to you in that office and what you have available to you in that office. So there's all kinds of stuff for training and your websites and your downline. And as a diamond coach, you have to become a little more aware of what your other coaches are doing, if they're active, or if they're going to fall inactive, because your rank is going to fall if they fall as well. You have another resource is podcasts. So podcasts on iTunes are like the thing that saves me for all of my personal development. I go there, I research, I do other suggested type podcasts that will support me and my goals and my business. And it's just some really inspirational stuff on there that I know I've shared with you guys before. Also national wake-up calls. You have to be committed to dialing into that thing every single week. You don't have to get on there live, but at least listen to it within that Monday or Tuesday and stay connected to Beachbody. It's really going to keep that culture going within your business, because living the Beachbody lifestyle is, basically comes from that culture, from the CEO, Carl Deichler himself, and he's on a lot of those national wake-up calls. So that's very inspiring and motivating, and always reminds us why we're doing it, and keeps us connected to all the new stuff that's going on. Another resource is Platinum Presenters. If you haven't gotten the Platinum Presenters membership yet, please let me know and I'll give you the website. But this is another resource that we have. Christine DeWire is the founding coach for our downline. She is an amazing teacher, and she's one of the most successful coaches in this business. And she has a whole place out for just us and her downline for training stuff and calls from all kinds of successful coaches. So that's another resource that you can use for ideas and for training purposes, and just documents and stuff that you can use with your customers and your challenge groups. And then the last one, resources events. Getting to things like Super Saturday, or things like what you see summits going on if you can. Their Platinum Presenters does have an event in November that goes on, or even just little small team building events that we have going on, which I'm going to start having. We just had a team hike, but every couple months we're going to plan on some kind of team development or team kind of fun family event or something that we can get together. So that really will help build your culture of your team and us as a team to be able to get to know each other and work together and really have a really amazing team, cohesive team, I guess. So number 6 is stick to your transformation yourself. So what I mean by that is that you still have to, among all those other things I just said, you have to still be working on your transformation, working out and using Shakeology, and sharing your journey with your audience on your social media. So that's how people connect to you. That's how you build your credibility. And you can't forget to focus on, why we came into this in the first place, and that's to help people change their life. And I think sometimes, and from experience, we can get so wrapped up in trying to build our team, because when you become a diamond coach, you have a lot more coaches underneath you who need your support, who are, calling upon you for advice, and it's amazing. But sometimes we can lose track of what we also need to focus on, and that's why one of those top coaches told me that literally you have to spend only 5 to 10% of your time on team development as a diamond coach. And then you have to, just ask questions when you need it. So pretty much that's how you get to diamond and hold it when you work a full-time job. So basically you just have to have this system down. If you have any specific questions or anything, just let me know. And I hope that helped. And I'm going to stop recording.